Welcome into the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com. Tom Leach, along with Keeneland's Director of Mutuals and Simulcasting, Jim Goodman. We'll take a look at the late pick 4 on Belmont, a Saturday card for Saturday, June the 25th. But we're going to start with the graded stakes race that is part of that late pick 4. It's their 9th race, the grade 3 Bed O Roses at 7 furlongs for fillies and mares. And you've got the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint winner, Wavell Avenue, coming back in there. Pretty good list of challengers. Who did you land on?
Yeah, it's only 6-horse field, but I think you can make a case for at least 3 or 4 in here. Wavell Avenue, fillies and mares kind of worry me a little bit when they come back after a great year, and then the first couple races she really hasn't fired. Now the Madison, she has some excuses. It was just, if you remember, it had 5 Grade 1 winners in it, so there was no disgrace in getting beat by sheer drama and Stop Charging Maria, but she came back in the Humana Distaff on Derby Day at 7 furlongs. Should have been right in her wheelhouse, and she didn't run well that day. Got beat by 8 1/4 by some lesser horses. So I'm not sure Wavell Avenue is a lock here, although she's going to be the favorite. I think By the Moon, the 1 horse, and Bar of Gold, the 3, they were both flattered when Cavorting won the Ogden last Saturday at Belmont. And they both ran behind her a couple of races back. So if Wavell doesn't show up with her A game, I think Bar of Gold might just pull off the upset and get that first graded stakes win. If you go back to Saratoga, she ran second the Prioris last year. She ran second the Rape and Run at Keeneland. So there's some back class there as well. So I think Bar of Gold is going to be a lot better priced than Wavell Avenue. So when we get to pick 4, I'm not going to single Wavell. I'm going to use Bar of Gold as well as a couple of others. I'm going to use West Coast Chick in here too, thinking that West Coast Chick and Mela, the 5, one of them could get an easy lead, and they could go a long way in the 7 furlongs. So now that if you're hoping that if you're a Wavell Avenue fan or Bar of Gold, you're hoping they go out and beat each other, and that might happen. But West Coast Chick would be my pick there if it does fly that way, and there's an easy lead. So I'm going a little deeper here. I don't think Wavell Avenue is a slam dunk.
I'm going to try to slam dunk Wavell Avenue and another horse out at in a grade 1 out at Santa Anita. Kobe's back in the Triple Bend, because both of them were closers on that Derby Day card, and I think that was against the trend of the track that day. It wasn't, you saw some horses make runs, but nobody got there. Nobody won coming from well off the pace. So I'm going to say that between that and then the strong field that you mentioned, there were legit excuses for Wavell Avenue in those first 2, and I'm going to take a stand with her here. I like the fact she's won twice at Belmont, too. The first 2 you mentioned, By the Moon and Bar of Gold, are definitely ones I would use with her. And Mela for Brett Calhoun intrigues me a little bit, coming up from Churchill. He's pretty sharp when he ships up to New York, so that one intrigues me a little bit with some speed. So for me, it's Wavell Avenue is going to be the pick, and then in this race, I'll box her with in exactas 2-1, 2-3, 2-5. The pick 4 starts in the 7th race. I ended up taking Captain Moss for the win pick off that 93 Beyer last time, but I also wanted Yowl, number 1, and Verger, number 4, on my ticket. 8th race, I used 3 horses there. Lost Iron, dropping out of a grade 2, was the win pick, the 1 horse, but 3 Conviction and 4 Realm I like. I am going to single Wavell Avenue because I didn't have a strong opinion in the last race, and I'm going to take all. If you want to avoid going all in the last leg, if I had to rank them, 4, 7, 12, Take Me Away on top, Majority and Southern Union would be my top 3, but I'm just going to use all in that last leg of a pick 4 ticket. How about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot the same as you. The last race is a crapshoot, so I've got to go deep in that one. So I'm going to single the 9 horse in the first leg in the starter allowance race. Captain Moss looks like an obvious favorite, and it's one of the things that you look at when you look at Beyer speed figures is if you have a triple fig horse, and this horse is a double fig. The 2 best races that he's run have been the last 2, and they're both better than any other Beyer in the entire field. And the 83 that he ran 3 back is as good as anything else. So he's almost a triple fig. So I'm gonna single Captain Moss in the 7th. I'm gonna go 4 deep in the 8th race with a 3, 4, 5, 7 Conviction, Realm, Cadern, and Mr. Manolo. The Realm is my top pick for Barkley Tag. Ran behind Gift Box last out and beat Gettysburg. The horse that came back and ran the Belmont was the Rabbit for Asmussen. So I'll go
great
3,
lead
4,
blocker.
5, 7 there. Lead blocker. That's right. That was great. Great technique by Mr. Asmussen. Maybe he needs to come and coach the Wildcats and help us out on that. Belmont, the ninth race, the Bed O Roses. The ninth race, 2, 3, 4, Wayville Avenue, Bar of Gold, and West Coast Chick would be my 3 picks. And then I will go as deep as I can in the last leg. You and I were talking just before we started recording about me taking a stand and leaving off a couple horses in a pick 4 that cost me money. I don't think I'll do that this time. I think I'll go all here. So 9 with 3, 4, 5, 7 with 2, 3, 4 with all.
Yeah, we're kind of a lot of similarities here. I very nearly made Captain Moss my single too, and ended up doing it with Wayville Avenue. I knew I was going to have to single somewhere if I wanted to go all in the last race. So I think you're certainly onto something there with Captain Moss. It's an interesting day on Saturday. Some good races to play. The Triple Bend I mentioned, and the Grade 1 Gold Cup, couple of Grade 1s at Santa Anita. You also got the Ohio Derby with 3 New York shippers plus Mo Tom in there. So that's an intriguing race. You got the Roxalana for sprinters at Churchill Downs. So some good opportunities for your Saturday card. And best of luck with your wagers. And Katie Gensler and I took a look at the Gold Cup for the Keeneland Select Video Pick of the Week. So you can follow that on Twitter. For Jim Goodman, I'm Tom Leach. That is the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com.